Hey everybody, how's it going today? I wanted to chat with you a little bit about the waiver of entry and coming soon. I know you all are out there getting listings still, and I think it's a great opportunity to talk about both these status options and to kind of determine which might be the best for you and your seller to use. In the process, I think we need to talk about a couple of things first. So, one of the first things I want to talk about is the concept and the underlying concept of clear cooperation. I really think that an understanding of clear cooperation and how and when that came into play is going to help you have an open and honest discussion with both your sellers and your buyers so that you know and can share with your customers that they're working with the right person because you have their best interest at heart. So let's talk a little bit about what they want, what your customers want. Of course, they want great service from you, but one of the things that we get questioned a lot about is, am I getting access to all the inventory? Naturally, the buyers want access to all the inventory because they want to know that they're seeing as much as they can to choose the right property for them. Sellers want to make sure that you're placing their property in a place that they can get access or that buyers can get access to their home, as many buyers as possible. Why? Because they want to make sure that they get the best terms and conditions on their offer when they sell their house. Of course, they're looking to you to help them do that. And what do you want to make sure? You want to make sure that you're sharing with your customer that they're working with the right person. And you want to know that you have the opportunity to get paid because, of course, when there's something in MLS, there's the guarantee of cooperation. This is a good thing. So understanding that our buyers and sellers want to make sure that they have access to all the inventory places us into a unique position. Knowing that they want that is something that we can focus on. But guess what? There are a few bad apples. Not really bad apples, not really bad realtors or bad apples, but a few people that aren't as engaged in your business as you are, so that they aren't as aware of what's important for your customers and how business works and should work. So unfortunately, by the actions of a few, consumers started to get the idea that maybe there was this underground inventory that they didn't have access to. That gave them a concern. It's like, well, wait a minute, how come I'm not getting to see these properties? Why didn't I get to see that property? They were questioning the transparency of the real estate community. So were we really being transparent? Were we providing them with as many opportunities as possible? Now, not in the consumer's words, but in the consumer's complaints and expressed concerns, the National Association of Realtors translated their concerns into these items, these three items. One, by holding properties back or not making properties available for all parties, were we, violating possibly the relationship that we'd established with the buyer or the seller? Were we kind of violating the code of conduct at all, our code of ethics with our conduct? And our conduct is what people see. So were we in violation of the code of ethics in any way, shape, or form? And the biggie, were we violating fair housing? That's a big one. So was everyone getting the opportunity, the same opportunity, to see a property that they may be interested in purchasing? So this led to the discussion of clear cooperation by the National Association of Realtors. And the concept of clear cooperation was voted on by the National Association of Realtors back in November and became effective in January of this year. Now, the true premise and true underlying concepts of the clear cooperation elements include the ability to ensure cooperation amongst realtors, right? Cooperation, helping our buyers and sellers find the right properties and get the most they can for their home when they sell it. To preserve the best interest of the customer, of course, to support the concept of transparency, and to protect the rights of all consumers and customers. So truly these are the foundational elements of clear cooperation. So you can see why it became such an important concept and in such an important topic as it developed. Now, here's the thing. Let's talk a little bit now about how this impacts the waiver of entry and coming soon. We want to make sure that we kind of find a foundational element or understand the basic differences of both. So looking at the waiver of entry first. With the waiver of entry, you do have an active executed listing agreement. You also, the seller has just requested not to be put into MLS. So for some reason, you and the seller have agreed that it's best if the property not be put into MLS. Now, the property is still available for viewing, but within the company. What that means is that property can be marketed internally only. So, internally only within CBV. Could that possibly be limiting the potential buyers on that property? Maybe, we don't know. But you can market the property. So that's a waiver of entry. Also, that listing cannot be marketed to the public at all. Again, only internally in the brokerage. So how does that differ a little bit from coming soon? Well, with coming soon, there is an active listing agreement. You have an executed listing agreement. Bonus, right? We've got our listing tied up. The property can be marketed to the public and the real estate community. You're getting the most eyes possible on that property. The property cannot be shown while it's active. So this doesn't mean I put a sign in the yard that says coming soon and then I don't put it into MLS for a little while. When it's actively marketed as coming soon, it needs to be in MLS. The property can remain in the coming soon status for a maximum of 2 weeks. Now, we do know that there is the possibility of a 1-week extension, but you do need to go through MLS to get that extension. So these are the basic concepts of the waiver of entry and coming soon. Let's understand a little bit more about some of the challenges and the opportunities of each. So for the waiver of entry, some of the challenges might include the listing cannot be advertised to the public at all. This includes flyers and windows. This means flyers and windows of your office, flyers and windows of your car, wherever you're placing your flyers. No yard signs, no digital marketing to the public, no brokerage websites, no digital communications like e-open houses or electronic flyers, no access to the public at all. So it's a challenge, right? If the property is shown by an agent from another company, the listing has to go into MLS within 48 hours. So those are some of the challenges. What are some of the opportunities? Well, some of the opportunities are that the property can be marketed internally only. Now, if you are working with someone of notoriety or a public servant, they may prefer to have their listing in waiver of entry so that they don't get looky-loos or people just passing through their home. But you are challenged because, of course, it cannot be marketed to the public. Let's look a little further into coming soon. What are some of the challenges with coming soon? Well, the property cannot be shown during the coming soon period. Please remember that. It cannot be shown during the coming soon period. It would have to go active. Offers cannot be presented to the seller until the listing is active. It even says that in the coming soon addendum, so the seller should be aware. Also, the maximum time frame for coming soon is 2 weeks. This can be a challenge, but you might be able to get that 1-week extension from MLS. So what are some of the opportunities? Well, dynamic opportunities include your listing can be marketed to the public and, of course, the real estate community because it gets into MLS. The listing gets an MLS number. This is very critical, especially when you're making your plan for how you want to market the property. Videos can be uploaded. We're now doing video tours on all of our listings. So the video can be uploaded, all of our listings over 80,000, and the video can be uploaded into that listing. That means it's ready to go to all the proper websites. Plus, guess what? You can use that video to market the property because you can market the property to the public as long as you notate that the property is coming soon. So great way to get interest, develop interest in the property and intrigue in the property. The marketing materials can be produced and ready for the day that you hit active and go active on the market. The property looks great, is ready, and the marketing materials are there. Offers can be submitted on the coming soon properties, but remember, the property has to go active before the offers are submitted to the seller. So not a bad thing, right? So those are a little bit of an overview between waiver of entry and coming soon. So if you're still a little confused, I thought maybe I'd give you an idea of how you might be able to use both, either one, the other, or in conjunction with each other, based on the discussion you have with your seller. You may want to start with the waiver of entry. Why? Well, this gives the seller an opportunity to have some additional prep time. You lock up the listing, and you have an opportunity to lay out an effective plan for marketing your property. Then you move into coming soon. You get that MLS number. You get the video, you can order your marketing materials, you can promote the listing as long as you identify it as coming soon, and you're ready for syndication. Key element, ready for syndication in this electronic marketing environment. You need to have your property looking the best when it hits active. Then, of course, it goes active, you market it, you show it, you sell it. All bonus, right? You've done everything that you can to ensure that not only is your seller getting the greatest amount of views, but that your buyers are seeing these properties and as many buyers as possible have an opportunity. So take some time to review this. I appreciate you sticking with me. I know this is a long one. If you need some additional resources, please reach out to realmls.com into their blog. Think about jumping into floridarealtors.org or realtors.org. And if you have more questions, don't hesitate to give me a ring. You can reach me at 904-537-6149, or of course, reach me at cleblond@cbvfl.com. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you find this information helpful. Take care.